Today we're reviewing
Pups Save the Hum-Sprayer. If anyone can make the mini patrol look good, it's my amazing cousin Mix.
This pup can mix it!
Mix arrives for her cameo on the main show. I don't particularly like Rubble Crew or watch it unless there's a cameo or some cute-looking dressing-up event, but I do enjoy the novelty of these pups coming to the main show, which just feels a little special, you know. And Mix looks much like her Jam-Filled Studios counterpart. Now, since we have a new pup appearing on the show, I need to update my tier list. I think I've warmed up to Robo-Dog, so wouldn't it be convenient if Mix could pop in right here? Not quite in the good pups bracket, but above the random no-personality pups or representation of pups. Sounds about right for her.
Yes!
Seeing a new pup, potentially with vehicle, integrated into the classic set pieces is consistently fun and novel.
Look out! Whoa!
I wouldn't say this was a strong wipeout or pun, but Mix has been integrated into these newer repeated wipeout animations super nicely.
Hey!
I appreciate the kittens being just a little cheeky. They're probably at their best when just being a little chaotic rather than full chaotic evil.
Okay, the bridge is fixed. Now we have to find who's painting these lines everywhere.
It's kinda awkwardly done with him just operating in silence, but I appreciate the animators putting in something for Rocky to do, even if he doesn't get any lines, doesn't get called, and doesn't seem like his inclusion was actually in the script.
Thanks, Mix.
Mix actually gets some scritches. It feels like very, very seldom do the pups get pets or scritches lately.
Ladies and gentle pups, I'd like to present the Mini Patrol!
This payoff scene is at least cute and well drawn, though we'll be having some words about whoever that mouse is in the...
Don't worry, Alex. The Paw Patrol will help find that paint. Come on, Mix.
The whole Skye episode on Rubble Crew focused on how she and Mix formed a close bond. Then when Mix came to the main show, there was zero follow-up to that. Indeed, Mix pretty much doesn't interact with any of the other pups. Even compared with Motor and Charger, Mix really doesn't have any meaningful interactions with the Paw Patrol. Except Rubble, who, of course, is nothing novel.
Oh no! That doohickey I tossed was the brakes!
Oh boy. Humdinger careening out of control story 7,243,597,234. Keyboard mashing is a lot less of a time saver when you have to read it aloud.
Come on, Mini Patrol!
Who the heck is that? I guess the visual update has brought us a whole new Squeak, though he's been in it so little it's largely gone unnoticed. This is so different from his old design, it looks a lot more like the original went to rodent heaven, and they've replaced him. Nobody tell MatPat.
Ryder, we've got a problem.
My paint is missing!
Rubble, you have an instant line of contact to Ryder tied around your neck. Why did you drive here? They need to be here to be included in the fun staples, but they should probably have called first and agreed to come with the group summons.
Oops.
What the heck? He just takes her out for no reason at all. Can't buy that he just wasn't looking the entire time. I dislike the magic sprays that make designs somehow. I dislike them on Rubble Crew, but yes, also when Marshall does it too. Also, I'm gonna pretend this pattern didn't make me think about the politically contentious Imperial Japan flag for a second. I do appreciate you clearly working hard to make this work, dear animator. But environment, rhythms, and general tone have all conspired against you being able to make this funny or entertaining.
Bettina, what do we do now?
This whole segment just comes across rushed and sloppy. It seems like they didn't get the right yells and gasps to make this work. The rhythms all seem way off.
Yikes! So many lines on the road, I don't know which one to follow.
Yet another example of an idea that makes perfect sense in a script, but doesn't actually translate to an image very easily. There's zero way this professional driver isn't going to be able to follow this road, but we just got to accept it for the story to happen.
Phew! Glad to be down from that billboard.
One delivery truck coming down.
Just lazily off-screening how this crane extricated this huge rig from a billboard. I wonder if this is the longest Rubble's crane has ever extended, though. Potentially useful information that it can be so insanely long.
Ready, aim, cement!
What? What the heck is this? You can't fix a statue metal to metal with cement. Where did the rest of that wet cement go? I could probably have bought this if they had just had that metal base part go with the statue, but nobody cared enough to think through how this would end up looking.
Hurry up, Paw Patrol! I'm gonna fall!
What the actual? This is a real stretch to get the pup with a cement mixer to be useful. Even if you don't want to get Jason with his ever-reliable net, Skye's already deployed and already airlifted a cow to safety. And no, you can't convince me it would take longer for either of them to arrive than it took to desecrate the beauty of this canyon. Pups Save the Hum-Sprayer is just the worst way to do a special guest segment. The whole draw of such a setup is seeing how they interact with other characters we love in a different setting. And in this sort of reciprocal cameo, follow up on what has been set up when the characters visited her show. But unless you were desperate to see Mix interact with Alex, you got very little of Mix making any sort of interpersonal connection with any other character. The rest of the pups were barely in this, just going through the motions of the rescue. Then, most of the runtime was dominated by Humdinger out of control yet again. What a waste. Overall, 3.5 out of 10. It's kinda crazy how dipping back into Season 12 is just an instant reminder that the quality gap is highly apparent. Robin J. Stein has written 2 or 3 segments I love, but a whole lot of duds. This is in the latter pile. Alright, there are a handful of segments from the end of the last season I still have to review that came out while my channel was suspended. I plan to go back and finish off reviewing them, including one that will be, maybe a little problematic. But yeah, anyway, I'll approach them in no particular order. Looking back at this one was a stark reminder why Season 12 was one of my least favorite. But it's also quite shocking that Season 13 is really just a continuation of Season 12 in production terms, but there's such a huge quality difference in the writing so far. Well, I'm certainly not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, and I'm going to continue enjoying Season 13, whenever it is that the next episode comes out. It's at most a few weeks to wait. Should be enough time for me to catch up on what I missed. That's all for today though, and I'll see you guys again next time.